Greetings YouTube, welcome back to the MetaNerd channel. I am Marcus, bringing you another video on Cardfight Vanguard Overdress. In this video, we will be going through the card that was revealed throughout the week. Once again, there will be a timestamp in the description just so you can navigate to your favorite nation that was being revealed so far. First, for Dark States, we have Steam Gunner Brody. It has one skill, Auto. When this unit is put into your Guardian Circle, cost Counterblast 1, and this unit gets 5k shield until the end of that turn. This is a defensive unit for Dark States since this unit does triggers when it intercepts. So being able to get a 5k shield on intercept and on place from hand, it's actually what Dark States appreciate. But does it really need? Probably, but then this unit is only valuable up until Final Rush turn, since you will definitely want your Final Rush units to be out. This unit will probably be replaced once BT01 drops. Next, finally, we have the Grade 3 order card for Keter Sanctuary. The Hour of Holy Judgment cometh. It has one skill. Play this with cost Counterblast 2. Draw 2 cards, choose one of your units, and it gets power plus 5k until the end of turn. Now, since this is a grade 3, you will only be able to use this when you hit grade 3, when you, of course, you first ride Bastion. Straight away, using this card actually benefits your rush turn because it will potentially get something from your deck in exchange for this card. 1 unit plus 5k power, which is actually quite good in a sense. But then you might not be able to trigger this a second time since you will have your other rearguards, for example, the grade 1, where you counterblast 1 to give your Vanguard power. Of course, if you do not want to use that grade 1 skill, I mean, it's still fine. You will be able to use this a second time, but then just keep in mind, this deck will run a lot of grade 3, so even 2 cards in your hand is not going to make that much of a difference. Luckily, Bastion is free of cost. Well, at least not the discard part. We have 2 cards for Stoichea. First is the Blitz Order for Stoichea. Call to the Beast. A Blitz Order can only be played during the guard step. So what it does is choose one of your unit and it gets power plus 5k until the end of the battle. If you have 3 or more back row rearguard, it gains plus 15k instead of 5k. So basically, this is a 15k shield with 3 back row rearguard. Or this card can function as a quick shield, which is a very beefy shield value. But then of course, there's the restriction of you needing 3 back row rearguards, so you might have a hard time facing against retiring clans and also Brandt Gate. Brandt Gates will definitely shut down this card. I think by this point, everyone knows that Brandt Gate is a natural counter for Stoichea. If you're a Stoichea user, do keep in mind when facing against Brandt Gate. To me personally, I think this card will be replaced once BT01 hits. I mean, even the order card for the sort of Grand Blue faction of Stoichea is much better than this card, I think. But at this point in time, we still do not know a lot about BT01, so I would say this is kind of an optional. The second card we got for Stoichea is Looting Petal Stomalia. It has only one skill, active, rearguard, once per turn, cost Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 1. During this turn, this unit gets boost and power plus 5k. This card is actually quite amazing because it is a flexible attacker or a booster. You can actually attack with this, provided if you give the skill to attack the back row from Magnolia, or you can just basically make her a booster. But the problem here is that you run into a problem of needing too much soul. This nation has been soul blasting like no tomorrow, and there's no way for you to gain back the soul, which is kind of a bummer. For Brandt Gate, we have only one card, which is Security Patroller. Auto, when this unit is placed on rearguard circle, cost Soul Blast 1. Choose one of your opponent's rearguard and imprison it in your prison. Put them into your order zone that has a prison. This card is actually very good as it provides a early field control, means that by your grade 2 turn, you can actually have 2 cards in your prison. The first card being the grade 2 from the right deck and 1 from this guy. So if your opponent do really need that rearguard, he has to pay either a Soul Blast or a Counter Blast to get those 2 back. But then if your opponent is being smart, most likely he's not going to call anything to the field, and therefore there's no point in calling this card. With the exception of mirror match of Brandt Gate versus Brandt Gate, there is actually a benefit to calling this card without using its skill. So once this card goes to the prison, you can actually call it back to use its skill since it's on place. And of course, it helps to unlock the requirement for Seraph Snow triple drive, because right now the way that you actually send units to the prison is through Seraph Snow, which is Counterblast 1, and a unreliable grade 3. Well, I mean, when I say unreliable, it's because you need to attack hit. That grade 3 to send 2 units to the prison, which is still kind of wonky, I would say. But with this card, it actually helped to unlock most of your skills, which makes this card actually very important for the time being, of course. And with that, we finally have every single card being revealed for the TDs. Of course, there are some cards that I did not put into this video because they are either a normal sentinel or they are just plain vanilla, which is card that does not have skill. I will not be including them since, I mean, there's nothing much to talk about them, and most likely they're going to be replaced. Starting next week, we will start to get some reviews for the BT01, but then we also have a little bit of review for Dragon Empire for BT01. The first card we have is actually, well, I say this is the first review, but then it's actually every single sentinel for the nation has the same skill. So we already have all 5 nations sentinels being revealed. So yeah, we have the new sentinel. This is for Dragon Empire. Twin Buckler Dragon. Continuous sentinel. You may only have up to 4 cards with continuous sentinel in a deck. Of course, this one works the same way as the old. Second skill. Auto. When this unit is put on Guardian Circle, choose one of your units and it cannot be a hit until the end of that battle. If your hand has 2 or more cards, choose a card from your hand and discard it. What's interesting is it is able to guard by itself when you're in a low hand size state, meaning if your hand is like 1, you don't have to discard anything. So any number are more than 1 hand size, you will still need to discard 1, which is actually an improvement to the sentinel. Also, do keep in mind it says when this unit is put. Just so happen that we have a skill that actually allows this card to intercept. This card can actually trigger. Something to keep in mind. Also, it helps increase the survivability in the late game, because during the late game we will not have that much hand size anyways. This card can actually help save you from a potential game ending turn. Gives you a chance to have another turn, which is actually a very good. Remember, the sentinel effect applies to all 5 nations, meaning all 5 nations sentinel will have the same effect. And then we have 2 cards for Dragon Empire that was being revealed not too long ago. We have the first card, Drag Ritter Avalis. It has 1 skill, auto. When this unit is placed on rearguard circle, cost counterblast 1, soul blast 1. Choose one of your opponent's grade 2 or greater rearguards and retire it. So this card is a interceptor and grade 3 retire. Finally, we get something that actually retires your opponent other than Virina, which is soul blast 2. But then this is of course counterblast 1 and soul blast, which kind of makes the soul an issue for this card to be used continuously. And with Brandt Gate requiring you to have soul or counterblast to call back your stuff, is going to be quite taxing for this nation. But even with that aside, this unit is actually a pretty good unit to be in the prison. Since this unit is on place, you can actually reuse the skill provided you have the resources when you call it back from the prison. Overall, quite nice. Is it going to be a stapler? Maybe, but then we're gonna have to wait a little bit more to know what other skills that we will have. The second card is Drag Ritter Zafar. It has 1 skill, auto. When this unit intercept, costs soul blast 1, and this unit gets 5k shield until the end of that turn. So of course this one is another intercept unit similar to the Dark States one. The only differences for this card is the soul blast 1, and it only works when this unit is intercept. So yeah, I mean, this one is most likely just gonna be a filler unit. You will not run this card unless of course you do not have anything better to run, but still I would not recommend running this. So of course there's the soul issue. You're using quite a lot of soul for this nation. And that is all for this week's review. Do let me know in the comments section down below which nation you will be getting and why do you like to play that nation. Do like and subscribe if you like this video, and I'll see you all on the field.